Yo, yo, yo. A little different this the last 2 weeks. We ain't going with the music. And of course, we got Accurate Clean. Good as new power washing. It's all about the squad. And this week episode gonna be the powers of words. Like I said, we ain't got too much music. I ain't jumping off with the music on none of that. You know what I mean? We getting straight to it. As you can see again, had to change the scenery again. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to find my perfect little spot where I can get this jumping at. So for this season 3, for this roundtable talk, you know what I'm saying? So this week, you know what I'm saying, this Sunday, we get into the last episode for wrapping up for the Women Appreciation Month. I miss the Women Appreciation Month, so that's why I've been doing this. You know what I'm saying? The last couple of guests I had were females that are doing something in the community and making moves, doing things, helping people out, you know what I mean, building businesses, all that. So without further ado, I'm gonna be bringing to the OG podcast. She's an author, she's a poet. I mean, the words hit hard. You feel what I'm saying? Like they hit hard, real hard. And she, I can say she a classmate of some sort. You know what I mean? GMS ish. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean. I'm gonna go ahead and bring in Sister Biggs, aka Sharnell Tull.
Hello,
What's up,
everybody.
family?
What's up? What's up?
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. No complaints.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Already, man. So I don't know if you looked into the OG podcast, but this is a podcast we, you know what I mean, we like to highlight our people, you know what I'm saying, that's in our community and our culture. People I know that be offering game, giving game, you know what I'm saying? So it's just another way for you to get your game out here like you do with your poetry. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So first we wanna say, you know what I mean, ask you how you been doing. Is everything good? Everything good with you?
I'm I'm almost back to 100. I'm back to work. I'm back, moving around, doing my business. I'm back. Almost gonna be back doing my poetry and open mics and whatnot starting this month. So I can say I'm at 100 right now.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So for those that don't know, you know what I'm saying, he was supposed to be on our second episode. 'Cause I was really trying to get to you. And with the pandemic going on, you know what I mean, the bug, you know what I mean, he came got you, Mr. COVID. You know what I'm
Oh
saying? But
yeah,
you
definitely.
fought him, you definitely fought him like a soldier that you is. And you beat it and you here with us today and I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you redoubling back on me. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes, I
yeah.
was like, oh man, I'm gonna miss all of this. Up, I had a couple other things planned. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta tell these people I can't do this. I hate letting people down when they ask me to do stuff, so I felt so bad.
Right,
So I'm
it's
like,
all good. We know what's going on with that COVID, man.
yeah,
So
I'm telling you.
first just tell the people who you are, you know what I'm saying, where you come from, your background. Just give us, you know what I mean, give us all that.
So my name is Sharnell. Of course, everybody knows me as Sister Big. I'm from Pocomoke, the Moke. I'm a rep that all day, the
I'm PC.
957.
Okay.
I don't know. I've been writing poetry since I was a child. It's something I've always known how to do, but didn't know I knew how to do it, if that makes sense. And I've, of course, honed my talent for years and years and years. I mean, especially like you say, GMS youth. I mean,
hmm
you've
Yes.
seen me sitting in the pew in church with my head down, writing like I
hmm
don't even know where the power coming from to even be able to do it. So I
Right.
mean, it's I don't know. I'm like in the community. I host open mics at the local my public library here in Pocomoke, and I do things for the Chrisfield Arts and Entertainment District. I'm everywhere. I'm in Salisbury. I'm all over the place. So I
Yes, you
pretty
is.
much dabble in a little bit of everything.
So
Yeah.
tell us about growing up in P City.
I moved. My family has always been from Pocomoke. I was born in New York, but of course, this is Pocomoke is home to me. This is what I know.
Right.
Um, I was raised by my grandmother, raised by other family. That kind of upbringing shapes you in a different way when you don't have those standard mom and dad. household. You learn differently. You learn how to maneuver differently in life. I've been raised by a pastor. People just I've had all types of people and all types of
which is
community
different.
people in my life. Oh yeah, definitely. I
That's
mean, it's
different.
it's a different life when you raised by a preacher. I
Hmm.
mean, you can't say, things you can't think. I mean, it's a different mindset. It's a different life. So
Yes,
I,
it
I
is.
think that's why I say I can hang in with anybody. I can talk my talk with anyone. I know a little bit about everything.
Right. And
Mm-hmm.
what you saying that like so like for people who don't know what GMS is, Glorious Mount Sinai. You know what I'm saying? We was in youth choir. I finessed my way out the youth choir to play the drums. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody that was going to know that I was finessing because I didn't know what I was doing when I first got on
No,
them drums.
indeed.
Babe, but I caught on real quick, you hear me? I was not trying to sing. But I always remember you on them I want to say that them Sundays or Saturdays when we had them youth conventions, you know what I'm saying? They would want you to say a poem that you probably had on the back of the program or even on the front of the program. Or I remember we used to have contests on like naming the actual youth convention, you know what I'm saying? And like you was like I don't know if even if you wanted to do it or not, it was just probably another way to showcase your talent, what you was in it. You know what I'm saying? You were hitting them with them heavy hitters. They probably still using them to this day. You know what I'm saying? So like that's something like I always remember with you, and like you was quiet, you know what I'm saying? Like you would talk when you had to, but for the most part you was quiet. So like for when I hear like when I like go on Facebook, I'm scrolling, you did the what was it, the cipher y'all had. I'm looking at you do that and you posting different poems up that you actually reading. And I see your attitude, your flair, you feel what I'm saying? I'm like, what the hell where that was, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like yo was chilling the whole time. You know what I mean? I seen like when I seen it and like even going into when I try to rap, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna say track, I was doing what I was doing, you know what I'm saying? But like even getting into that mode, I would think about how we used to be back then and like how you was like even when doing plays, whatever, you was into it. So it's like, yo, when I rap, I gotta be into it. You know what I'm saying? So that's something like I said, you gave me game on that on how to even when I'm doing this podcast, like at first when I was doing it, man, I was kind of like nervous or whatever. My anxiety tripping up, but now it's like smooth sound. I know how I talk. I know how I talk well. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say my little slang with it, but that's just
Right.
all it is. You know what I'm saying? So I applaud you on that, and I appreciate the game that you gave us without you even saying it, just showing us, and that's something that people need to like really they need to really peep that. You know what I'm saying? You can get game
No
any kind of
doubt.
way.
And
You know what I'm
like
saying?
I want people to know, like, I was a legit kid. Like, I was in like ninth, 10th, 11th grade doing this stuff. So like all
Right,
these grown adults, all these dignitaries, like assistant pastors and overseers and preachers, can you write this? Can you write that? And I don't even know if I understand exactly what you're talking about, but I'm
right,
just putting my head down and I'm just doing it. And a lot of that, when I was a kid, I was in 4-H, so I learned how to do public speaking. That's one thing I really took in like advanced, as you can see,
right.
public speaking competitions. So I was always taught to enunciate really loud and make sure they're understanding what you're saying. Because most times I'm the only black person in there competing. You in a sea of white folks, so it's like
Right.
you got to make sure that they see you like double time. We always say you got to be 2 times, 10 times better than the
Yeah.
next man. Yeah, so a
Hmm.
lot of that comes from that. And then I'm like listening to how Pastor Boyd is getting up there saying what she got to say. I'm listening to Pastor Davita Washington and what she's saying up there. I'm listening to your mother and how she's getting up there and singing and making these
Right.
people like pass out crying, like that big loud voice. Hey, I'm in the pew crying.
Yeah, we
So
don't
it's
even know
like
why
like
we
all
crying.
these, yeah, don't know nothing. The
Yeah,
power, Holy
we
Ghost falling on us, we don't know nothing. So like all of these things of like kind of culminated into one big circle, one big snowfall. And it's like I need to take a little bit from each person and turn it into something I can do for myself. So like, and words have always been so powerful. Words are powerful. Like I can say something now that probably, like, you can lay into somebody so bad you
yeah.
could hurt
Oh
their feelings
yeah.
for about a whole week, or you could turn somebody so happy with what you say. Words have always been an important part of my life as a kid. I used to read all the time. I'd get on the school bus, I'd read a whole book going to school, a whole book coming back. Like Always love words.
Right. And that's why, like, all right, so like with the people that I've been interviewing, man, like I don't even be telling y'all the episode when I'm naming it. It's just how I go off of what I see, and then like the first thing that come to my head, that's what I use. So like I'm thinking about your poetry. I'm thinking about you being, you know what I mean, being an author, which we're gonna get into that. But like I hear these things, I see these things, I'm like, yo, man, words of power. Yo, that's the word, like that's the episode. You know what I mean? The power of words, and like you said, man, you can brighten up somebody's day with some words. You can turn them down with words. And the OG, like with this podcast that I'm making, that I'm freestyling with, basically, like you know what I'm saying. It's like that's what it's for. It's like I want to be encouragement. You know what I'm saying. I want to spit that real shit. You know what I mean. So they know like what I'm saying. You know what I mean. Like I ain't trying to be fake. I ain't trying to sugarcoat nothing. We just gonna give it to you real, give it to you raw, and that's how it should be. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Regardless of what the situation is. And going back to this, it's like with the kids, like everything I do is about kids. Like we got the basic program, that's about kids. I started this podcast, not even for kids, but just niggas younger than me, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get them into something. They see a nigga like me that look like them, that probably been out there with them, doing Lord knows what, you know what I'm saying? And I'm telling them like, bro, we can do it this way, we can do it that way, it's different ways to maneuver. So going to you with all this, and we didn't come from this era, but with all the city girls going on and Meg the Stallion with the Meg knees and all this stuff, like it's entertainment, but people don't see this as entertainment. They see this as a lifestyle.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? Which in the power of words, the words that they're rapping and stuff, even down the boys, like the little niggas, they be listening to these rap songs. They're taking these words and thinking it's present tense when it really past tense from real, or it might
Hmm.
be some stuff they seen or something like that. But like they get caught up in it. You know what I mean? So how did you not get caught up in the whatever was going on? How you lock in the write your poetry and not get sidetracked?
I think for me, once I have an idea of something, it's like that's it for me. I want, and I have to get it out. I don't care how long. Like I could be sit. For example, the piece you want me to read, like I had the first stanza of that sitting in my phone for maybe about a few months. And of course, I didn't know what was going to happen to me. I mean, no one knows
Right.
what's going to happen in the future. But after I came home and I'm like, okay, I need to. I have so many people telling me I need to write. You need to write this out. You need to write. So I'm just reading those few lines over again. I'm like, that first stanza is so cocky. I
Mm-hmm.
have to use that. Like I gotta use it to say what I need to say. And it's like once I have something, it's like tunnel vision for me. Once I want to do something, even if it's a project, if I want to work with someone else, it's tunnel vision. I know what I want. I know what I want to say. I know how I want to say it. It's just getting the words out, getting my point across is so important. So it's like okay, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. I've always been the type of person, hey, if I want to do something, I'm going to do it. I don't care who says what. And I'm still that way. You know, I'm going to
Fact.
do what I want to do. So with these rappers nowadays, you got to be so cautious because, like you said, they're rapping about the past tense. Jay-Z
Mm-hmm.
ain't rapping about being on the corner no more. He ain't rapping about selling. He ain't rapping about making,
They
selling
talking about
pounds,
them
doing
double
this.
B's.
Yeah, he talking
Talking
about
about
his
them
art.
B's.
Right. He talking about the art he got in his home. He talking about his wife, his kids. I mean,
Right.
these rappers now, I saw somebody earlier on Twitter talking about Moneybag Yo. Like, he's talking about promethazine a lot now. Like, he wasn't doing that before, but I guess, like, the powers that be, maybe pushing that into his head now. Maybe that's what he on now. Or maybe that's what he used to do. Maybe that's what he want to talk about now. Like, with kids, it's so easy for them to get caught up. They see oh, this person got money, they got the shoes on, they got this, they want to turn into this person. But what you don't know is what they had to deal with beforehand to make them this person, or
Right.
even the things they're beating now, like the demons or whatever's going on with them now that they have to be or have to do in order to be this big name. Like, you just don't know. You just don't know. And if you don't have a positive mindset or you don't have a good willpower about yourself, you're gonna fall victim. You're gonna fall prey to whatever is crawling at your feet. Like
And
definitely.
I can honestly say like I done been around cats and even myself, like we fell into that. Like even rapping, like I used to be on some tight time, like yo, man, I ain't rapping about nothing I ain't never did. So I'm rapping about this, I gotta do it. Come on. You know what I'm saying? Not even in that sense, but in my head I'm thinking like, bro, all right, I'm talking about doing this and that. I had to be doing that or I had to touch
Yeah,
some of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's like I feel like even when they talk about Tupac, like, you know what I'm saying, the power of words, Tupac was so powerful. You know what I'm saying? And he had this image that he portrayed, but really it wasn't the image that he was portraying was just being a rebel, not caring and just doing him. That was thug life to him. But
right,
then you got Lil Bootsy, which Lil Bootsy's really thug life. You feel me? He really probably a gang. Lil Bootsy, I ain't gonna say probably. Lil Bootsy really a gangster.
right.
Tupac really wasn't a gangster, but we thought that's what being a gang. You know what I'm saying? So that like that's how
Mhm,
it goes.
mhm.
And like I be trying to tell the young niggas all the time, like you know what I'm saying? Like, and I ain't talking about my ones that I done, like they older now. I'm talking about the ones that's in high school now. Like, y'all want to smoke weed, y'all want to do this and that, but y'all don't know what come behind it. You know what I'm saying? Everything, something comes behind everything. Like, even
Right,
when you saying something to some people, like, whatever you say to them, something gonna come behind it. I can't go out here and talk to anybody, kid, any type of way, because something gonna happen behind that. Or
right.
I can't go out here and disrespect somebody's mama because something gonna happen behind it. 'Cause I know you disrespect my mama. You know
It's
what I'm
gonna be on
saying?
and
It's up.
popping.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's probably a whole two towns gonna be up off rip.
Mm,
You know what
mm.
I'm saying? But that's just like that's just really what I be trying to preach to do. Like I ain't gonna say preach, but I'm just telling them. Now I probably telling it to myself for real. And I try to tell them like the game that I offer, the game that I spit. I'm talking to myself at the same time, regardless what it is. Like even now, talking about powers of words, like, I'm talking to myself too as I'm talking to
Right.
you.
And that's
Yeah, and
the
I'm
best
copping
part.
game.
Yeah, the best part of words is that you have to teach yourself sometimes before you can go out and teach other people. Sometimes I read a poem and I'll say it to like a crowd or something, and it's not until I get home I'm like, oh my goodness, that was for me, not them.
Right,
You don't realize a lot of times I used to always say I can write myself happy. Like I can write myself happy in a poem. A lot of times you writing for other people and I might be like you telling these kids what's what you talking to the youth. A lot of times you need to lay it on your own heart, and
right,
make sure
right,
you understand ahead of time. Like, I'm telling you this, but I done been here and I done this thing. Like I smoke weed all the time. I do all these things. I do this, I do. I'm not the perfect person, but because I can come to you as an adult now and as your big sister, whatever you want to call me, I can talk real to you. Like you said, I'm gonna talk
right.
real to you, and I'm gonna always be honest. I have a little god sister. She's 12. I tell her game all the time. Hey, yo, this is if you do this, go about it this way. Do it this way. Because I have an older cousin who talks to me that way. She still talks
Right.
to me that way, even
Facts,
though I'm
facts.
grown. Like
That's
we
how it's
need
supposed to
those
be.
big, you need them OG figures, like in
Hmm.
our lives to preach to us, and it is preaching. I mean,
Yeah,
and it's preaching and it's teaching,
facts. And
definitely.
so the whole, all right. So break down your whole thought process of
Oh
making
my
a poem.
goodness.
Like, is it? Do
um,
you go everywhere with it? Is it like you said earlier? You write something down, come back to it. Like, what's the whole process?
it's a little bit of everything. Most times, if I have a title in my head, I listen to music. And when I say music, like I mean anything. Like my phone can go from Tasha Cobbs to Lil Bootsy. It
Right,
can go
right.
from Moneybag Yo to like Kiki Shear, like anybody. I have everything on me. When you in the car with me, you're gonna hear everything. We might be smoking a whole J and you might be listening to some,
Slap,
take
yeah.
me to the king type stuff. Be done started crying. You don't even know what's happening. But I get inspiration from everything. I mean, everything is inspiration. And music is the biggest part of my life. Like a lot of people they can sit quietly and write something. I need music. And a lot of times it's not the words for me, it's just the sound of the beat. That's always people look at me funny when I tell them like when I'm listening to music, I can see the music. Like I can see colors moving around and that just inspires
Hmm.
me to write whatever's going on. Like I hear everything. I listen to everything. I probably listen to more new updated rappers than body in my age range. Like I know all the
Right.
little rappers.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
right there with you, and I feel like that come with having a creative mind and not being
Yeah.
closed minded. Like a lot of cats, like even me, like I used to be closed minded with certain situations. You know what I'm saying? And then I got introduced to it a different type of way. So like even wearing my jeans, like I used to wear baggy jeans. Now I wear the slim fit. I ain't wearing skinny, but I'm wearing slim fit. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I used to wear the the 2X, 3X shirts. Now I'm an extra large. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that much smaller or bigger from when I was younger. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But it's just like your mind frame. I see how they doing this, so let me do it like this. Even with the podcast thing, like I'm seeing how everybody doing their podcast, how they introducing themselves to it. Like I just felt like, man, I got Facebook, I got a program, I'm gonna run it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't getting on no
Mm.
radio, and I don't want them to see me, so I'm gonna run it straight like that. So that's just how we get in, like, you know what I mean? Like a creative mind. And I feel like that's why we listen to the young rappers, because they creative, they fly, they flashy, they something new. Like
Right.
half the rappers we listen to weren't getting that money they were talking about. You know what I'm saying?
No,
These young
indeed.
cats, they're really touching that money that they talking about. And that's why I appreciate about them. They keeping it 100. Sometimes it be 200, but they keeping it 100.
Right.
So all right, so with your poetry comes writing a book. So how you getting it at?
That's something I've always been told. You need to write a book. You need to write a book. And I'm so stubborn that I never wrote the book until years later. So my
Right,
first book, Live Again the Rebirth, and I think I put that out in 2017, 2018. It was a very short book. It was like 20 poems. And of course it was religious based because we're
right,
taught to give honor to God first.
right,
So, and even with that, it was still myself because every title in the book is a rap song. And it's the rap song I was listening to while writing the poem. A lot of people don't
right.
know that. So
Yeah,
like and it's a backwards story from death to rebirth in your life again. And this I think it's an important story to tell because every day we have a struggle. Every day could be your death. Every day can be your death. But every morning is your rebirth. Every morning
facts.
you relearn yourself again, you regrow yourself again, and you know you gotta humble yourself to whatever happened, but you're getting up, and that's the most important
Right.
part. You're rebirthing, and you're relearning, and you're regrowing. So I thought, like, if I create this short book and tell a story in between the poems of this person dying in the beginning, you have your death, you have your funeral, and by the end of the book you've come back to life. You've been checked out by the doctors and they find out you're still living. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this. So at the time I was working, I was a home health aide. So and I didn't have a car. So I'm telling you, this is a struggle. I used to ride my mom's scooter, like the scooter you see older people in.
Oh yeah.
I would leave home and I would ride my mom's scooter to work because that was my mode of transportation to my job. And it would often be like
Damn.
my clients were right here in town because they knew I didn't have a car. So,
Right.
and I would drive to my client's house on that little scooter. I would plug it up and charge it and everything. But I would have my books with me. I'd have my little dictionary, my phone, my headphones. I'd have my notepad. And a lot of people knew I write. They know what I do. So I
Right.
do what I had to do for my clients. They'd be laid back. And I'd be just at their kitchen tables writing. It wouldn't bother me unless they needed something or I had to do something for them. But I would just write. And that's how I processed that whole book. I saved my little money together and I just published it on my own. That was the first book I ever did. And I was so proud of it because with the book, I was able to save money from the book and I was able to purchase my own car. Like I was able to do all these things from this one book. And it was so
So
important.
so hold on, time out. We gotta rewind this. Rewind it.
Okay.
So you telling me you wrote the book, took your time, wrote your book, and you got
Hmm.
it published on your own.
Oh,
You did
yeah.
all
I'm
that
self
yourself.
published. Both
So
of my
I
books are self published on my own.
so did you have to get what is it called, like LLC? You had to get that one of them or something
No,
like
no,
that.
no. Everything is under my own name. Um, Sharnell. I did Sharnell because Sister Big isn't like, it's not a legit, like I haven't made it like my what do they call it? Basically, I haven't paid for that to
Like
be
your
like a
stage name, like
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. So it
okay,
says a lot of times I'll put Sharnell Sister Big Tall. So that's why you'll see it like that.
right.
But I just went through the process actually like through Amazon and Create Space. So, but Amazon is solely on their own now. So I did it through Amazon. I read everything, and I just published it on my own. And not only are they both published, but they're also copywritten with the Library of Congress. So everything that I've ever written that are in those books are mine, solely mine. So if you see somebody writing it, see somebody saying it, it is I am all in my right to sue them.
That's ching ching.
Yeah, and I
I mean,
need that.
has the book been selling? The book been selling pretty well.
I the last event I
I
did,
mean, you
and it
did
was
say you
for,
bought a car.
yeah. So from that first,
Yeah,
right.
but you did say you bought a car.
So the last event I did, when it was for Ricky Brown, it was a networking event. I sold out of all my books. So I have like
Wow.
two, one of each of my own here in the house. So that's all I have in one hand. So like I'm always like, dang, I hope I don't have an event coming up because I don't have no books to sell, no inventory, nothing. So
Right.
like, yeah.
So how was it? Like, is that a long process to get those books, like to get them republished?
Not really. I just, it's just you order them and you just
Right,
waiting for them
right.
to send them to you. It's just the
Okay.
printing and then they send them out. Yeah.
Oh,
The
all right,
second
all
book,
right.
it took a little longer for me to write because I had a whole like mind frame of things I wanted to do. I started teaching myself about flowers and their power. Like if you could eat them, most flowers you can eat them for some type of health reason. Some poisonous flowers. I started teaching myself about this, and I actually did an art project for the Salisbury Wycomico Art Council, and I built these art pieces, and they just tell the story of like from the birth of the flower, the seed, all the way to the matriculation of the flower when you would put it in a pot and put it on your table. So like I started that art project, and from the art project I started. Well, I had already started writing the book. So and it's called Live Again, the Rebirth. No, I'm sorry. It's called When April Doesn't Bloom. I get so confused. So When April Doesn't Bloom, I'm thinking in April is National Poetry Month.
Right.
A couple of bad things had happened in April during the time. I had a friend who lost his mother, um, and we were dealing with that, and a couple other things happened. So I started thinking, what would happen? What would happen if April didn't come around again? Like, would we still suffer? Would we still think about these sad things? I mean, would we move on with our life? What would we do? So, and I
Right.
started comparing it to a flower. Like, what would happen if the flower didn't grow? What would happen if you put the seed in the water? You did everything. You watered it. You treated it. You put it in the sun. You did all of this stuff, and you did it by the book. You thought you had a green thumb. And what would happen if you turn around and found out that your thumb was brown? And by brown, I mean you can't
You
get
can't
anything to
grow
grow.
nothing.
Yeah, you can't do nothing. So I started thinking of this process, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna break this book down into different sections. So we're going to have the seed, we're going to have the nurturing, we're going to go all the way to the end of the life of the flower. And I'm going to write poems, I'm going to just write them. And wherever I see that they fit, they fit. And I didn't sugarcoat this book. Like I didn't usually I always try to honor God. I try to talk about religious things in the book. And I was like, if whatever just comes out, it comes out. I'm an adult
Right.
at this point. I'm a writer. I'm very creative. So, I mean, if you can't respect me on that level, then it's not for you and I'm not for you. So that's where, like, When April Doesn't Bloom, that's where that came from.
Hey yo. By you making that comment, I knew you grew up in church. Yeah, I had made the same comment about the podcast. Like a couple of saints from my mom's church hop in. I'm cussing, carrying on. Had telling the same one of them. That's not what that's for. Like I'm speaking my truth, speaking how I speak it. But it's nothing wrong with that because I feel like in the Bible he said he used anybody. So you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like he can use anybody. A drunk, he can use a cusser, he can use a luster. You
Exactly.
know what I mean? Adultery, whatever. He gonna use it. It's offering games. You got life choices. You got game that's getting brought to you every time. So it's just how
Right.
you taking it, how you do that.
Yeah.
So with the book that the book, two books that you wrote, can you say that like the writing process was long for the books?
It just all depends on where your thoughts are. And how fast you want to go with it. Like my first book, I wrote that in a month. And I think I wrote it from like the mid-November to December, and I had it out in January. The second one took me about a year and a half, only because I was just going through different situations, and I wanted a wide range of poems. Like I wanted to give people something meaty, like something that would last them. Like if I don't write a book again for like 2, 3 years, you can still go back to this and you can learn. I got a full glossary. In the book, like it teaches you about flowers and the flowers I use in the poems. It gives you the direct link to why I use them. Like I just wanted to give something, like I wanted to teach, like, and that's what I did with that book. Like I totally, if you dive into it, like you can learn a lot of things. So I mean, it's all in. I guess I would say it's all in how much effort and how much time you want to put into it yourself.
All right, so I got a quick question. All right, so name one of the flowers that you use, and what's the life expectancy of the flower? Look, listen at me
Oh
trying to
God,
use big
look,
words.
you running me back now. Look, I'm
Nigga
about to
trying to
cheat
use
and
big
look on
words,
my
cuz.
joint.
No, I'm
So
tripping on, hey,
okay,
but I'm tripping on me trying to use these big words, cuz, you know, I'm trying to step it up.
that's okay. I talk about a red hydrangea. Now I don't know the life expectancy. Let me see. Look at me trying to look it up.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we do. The OGs, it's all thing here. We on the fly with it.
um, I can't even remember how the poem goes. I can't even remember, but I know I talk about a red hydrangea, and I talk about the power it has, um, versus like a different color. And then
Hmm.
the fact that you can put this hydrangea and you can pair it with different flowers, and you can make it in a bouquet. You can, like, I talk about making it fake flowers,
Right.
a fake bouquet. And the fact that you can set this up so pretty, and you can have this thing, and you can go through the process of making, you can wipe a fake flower down. You can
Hmm.
put it up any way you want. But when it comes to the real thing, you got to take what you get, and you got to
Right.
take the loss, because a flower might, a petal might fall off. What you gonna do? You can't put it back up there. So what you gonna do? You gonna
Mm.
push it into your hand and put it in trash. I mean, you can't you can't fake the funk with the real thing.
Right.
You have to accommodate, and you got to change the ebb and flow of what you're doing to go with what you have. You can't just be, if I go
Bars.
outside and something don't, my car don't start, I gotta find another way. I
Right. You
can't just,
can't.
I can't just fake the funk with that. I have to accommodate my life. I have to rechange and recertify, reassert some things and
Yo,
flip around who I am.
that makes a lot of sense, boy.
Yeah,
God,
like
boy.
that
Hey, I
red
might.
hydrangea, that fake flower. I mean, you can do anything with it.
You can have it in the house. You ain't got to put no water to it.
You
You ain't
ain't
got to do
gotta
nothing
touch
to
it.
it.
You ain't
Put
once
it in
you
the
bring it.
corner.
Yeah, once you bring it in the house from the store, you ain't gotta do nothing to it. And
Right.
that's the fakeness of life. That's
And
the
that's how
fake.
fake friends are. You know,
Oh
fake
yeah.
friends, you can just be around them whenever. You talk about whatever, do whatever. They ain't gonna care. They're
Mm,
not gonna worry about what you got going on. The real friend gonna keep it 100 with you. I got a couple real friends that keep it 100 with me no matter what. I mean, I done had friends argue with me to the point where, nigga, I'm laughing because they telling the truth. And they laughing too because they know they telling the truth. You know what I'm
right.
saying? So it's like, I like that though. You definitely can't fake the funk with everything. You know what I'm saying? You know how they say fake it till you make it. But sometimes
Mm-hmm.
you might not never make it. So you better not stop faking it.
Oh,
So,
well, exactly.
so one question that we ask all our guests is, what's a piece of game somebody gave you, and how did you put that to your life moving forward?
I always talk about my older cousin Sean. And it's so many it's so many gems she gives me daily, daily. But one thing she's always reminded me of is the fact that you can reinvent yourself. And the fact that I can reinvent myself, like today I could be, this downtrodden person. This person is so, my soul is so heavy and all of these things. But the fact that I can wake up tomorrow, and change my outlook and be, be somebody who can be looked up to and be a positive person is everything. Like every night when I go to bed, like I have so many things on my mind and so many things I may have not gotten done. But the fact that tomorrow's coming, like it can change your whole mindset. If you go to bed thinking it's the end, like you'll never complete
You
anything.
you gonna wake up in the same slump.
Yeah, you'll be in the same slump. You'll be depressed. You'll be angry. You'll never accomplish anything. So the fact that I can wake up tomorrow and hell, look at my to-do list and check something else off is power enough to continue on to keep living. So yeah, that's definitely it. The fact that I can wake up tomorrow and do what I need to do all over again.
Right. And then even
Yeah.
with that, so when we do that, we gotta give a piece of game too. So a piece of game I got from somebody. Um, I want to say it was my basketball coach. I forget yo name. I forget buddy name. It was when I was playing Snug Hill, not my Snug Travel team. That was Big Nick. I know who that was. But I was playing for some dude. I think his name was Milton. We playing John L. Like so, you'll have me doing like this, playing whatever. I did it wrong, but I did it the way I want to do it. I got a bucket, but like when we did it again, you know what I'm saying? I start turning the ball over. I'm doing this, doing that. You're like, bro, if you do what I told you to do it the first time, you be all right. So from that, I just know do it right the first time, and then hey, you go from there. And then if
Right.
it don't work when you do it right the first, then you switch it up. You know what I'm saying? I had the same thing with my daughter. Like she'll be listening to her coach. I might say something to her too, but I'm telling her like, yo, listen to who you gotta listen to. Take that advice. Do that first, and if it failed, then you take the alternate route. But 9 times 10, somebody not really gonna put you in a position to fail. But you gotta see that too, and I guess that's another lesson, another piece of game. You
Mm-hmm.
gotta see who gonna
Mm-hmm.
give you them lessons and who not. You know what I'm
Exactly. Because
saying?
like you said, them fake people, them fake friends, they out to get you at all
Uh-huh.
costs,
And
all
one of
types
the
of ways.
people, one of our guests, you know what I mean, Ernestine Foreman, you know what I'm saying, hit us with the don't wake up the way you went to sleep, and that's real life. Never do that.
Exactly.
I only I try not even go to bed mad at people that I was mad at. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
mean, I
because
got
you don't know how to. You don't know. You might not wake up in the morning. They might not wake up in the morning, and you
and that's
have
a
so
big
many
fact.
regrets. You'll have so many regrets.
That's a big
Yeah.
fact. So, is there
Mm.
anything in 2020 that you could do over that you wish you could do over, or wish never happened, or you know what I'm saying? Other than I guess the pandemic, I guess all of us wish that never happened.
Right. I'd say no. Because I mean, everything is a lesson and everything is
Right.
a stepping stone into something else. Even if something that I wanted to accomplish didn't go my way, I mean, it's a stepping stone. And like you say, I can go an alternate route and find it this year. You never know what you may be walking into. How it might not have been your turn last year. You know, something fateful may have happened if you had seen something through last time. You never
Right.
know the way that your life is going to turn. So I have no
And that,
regrets.
oh, but you spitting,
None.
yo, you see, you spitting a lot of shit right now. I got hold on time. We got to run that because it might not be your year this year. So
It
a lot of
might
y'all be
not.
frustrated and mad because you ain't get to do what you want to do, and you ain't get to do this, and why they doing that. It might
Definitely.
not be your year this year. Like I don't trip about nothing. Like if I can't do it, if I can't get to it, it ain't my year this year. I done had a lot of years when I've been up. I done had a
Mm-hmm.
lot of years when I
Mm-hmm.
was down. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna still remain the same cat. Like I'm gonna be the same dude regardless.
Exactly.
You
I
know what I'm
used to
saying? Boy, you be
see
spitting that.
people.
Boy, you be spitting that, boy.
I used to see poets like people that can't. I mean, humbly speaking, they can't touch me with what I say and what I do. But they're so far, like they're doing so many things, and they're
Mm,
in so many places. I used to get so angry, but I'm like, they just don't know me, and I'm not. You know, I used to never put myself out there with the doing those videos. Even if you just hear my voice, I used to never do it. So I started. I used to not want to be on camera. I used to be so self conscious of being on camera. So I would just do my little voice audio. I'm like, people don't need to see me. They just need to hear my voice anyway. So that's what kind of prompted me of doing that. Then so many people started commenting like, oh, you need to post, you need to post. And then when I would do events, people would be recording me. I can't really tell
yeah,
people.
you
I mean, I
can't.
could say, hey, don't record me, but this
Yeah, we
that's their
not gonna
phone.
listen.
They going
We ain't.
exactly.
Ain't nobody gonna listen. It's
Exactly.
2021.
So I can't stop that. So people were posting me all over their pages and stuff. So I'm like, just hey, hell with it. I'm gonna take this little fame, and that's what it brought me. It brought me more. It brought me more money because I'm doing more shows. I'm doing more. You see me on more flyers. So
Hmm
I'm gonna take the good with the bad.
And going to that. So you have an open mic. What does that consist of, and tell us about that, like that whole situation,
um.
and even the night in the open night.
Okay, so I have a show coming up, and it's in Chrisfield. It'll be at the Corbin Library. So I usually host it for them maybe once a year, and then they get other people to host too. So it's just whatever you want to do. Open mic usually is consists of if you want to sing, if you want to say a poem, even if you want to do a little skit. I usually don't mind what people do as long as certain places they don't want you to, use vulgar language and whatnot. But and you
Right,
gotta respect that. This is their
right,
establishment. But whatever your talent, I always tell people whatever your talent is, and if you feel comfortable, just get up there and get on the mic. If you're not comfortable this time, just come and listen to what other people do. It's about encouraging people to get out because not everybody is as vocal as you and I. Not everybody
right,
wants to get up and wants to be seen and known. A lot of people like to keep their talents hidden, but I mean, you got to give people a chance. You never know who the next person that can do something is unless you give them a platform. So,
right.
my next show with them is actually this Friday, and it's from 5:30 to 6:30 at the Corbin Library down in Chrisfield. But I do host my own regular open mics here in Pocomoke at the Pocomoke Library, and this is my show. So I usually tell people, as long as we don't get too vile, I pretty much allow anything.
Right, right,
So,
right.
and I'll be posting the flyer up. So I don't have an exact date, but that'll be starting back up in July.
Well, make sure you
Yeah.
shoot one at the OG podcast, so we definitely will post that up.
That.
You know what I'm saying?
That.
Like, so we done asked about the game. We done asked about, you know what I mean, the poems. You know what I mean, the books. So we're gonna get to another thing that I do with the guests, and it's like, basically, is it like growing up? Is it a lesson that you learned growing up that had you like when you got older? Like, all right, I ain't never gonna be on that. I ain't never gonna do that. Like mine, I can say mine is drinking. Like I don't drink. If I do drink, I'm gonna drink wine or champagne, and I'm only gonna drink till I feel good. I'm done. You know what I'm
I'm
saying? Just learning as a youngin' to age 29. You know what I'm saying? Even though that's a long time. You know what I'm saying? I noticed like, yo, I'm not a drinker. I can't drink. I shouldn't drink. I'm not gonna drink. That's just a small lesson. Like I learned. Like so, is it something that you learned growing up that you like, man? I can't get down. Can't do that.
I definitely would have to piggyback off you and just say anything harder than weed. I can't. I watched how it ravaged my mom as a kid. I watched how like harder drugs than my mother, and I'm knowing the history of my aunt Donnie and how it took her life when I was a baby. So,
Right,
excuse me. The idea of something, putting something in my own body that could just put me so far out there that I wouldn't care about even myself, or I would
right.
put myself into harm and danger and I could possibly take myself out of here. I never wanted to dabble into anything harder than that.
And
Like,
I'm gonna tell you like this: the type of brain you got, you don't need nothing more than what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Because like I feel like the most creative, the most smart people, like the people that God give His gift to, like when you doing them hard drugs and you wilding out here wilding, like that's when you snap. That's when them things happen because you're not using your tools
mm-hmm,
for the right reason. You know what I'm saying? And
exactly.
it don't even really gotta be about like 'cause I know a lot of people not religious, but not in the third. Oh, you good? A lot of people not religious, but not in the third. So, you know what I'm saying? They're not really concentrating on like what I just said. You know what I'm saying? They on some other type time. But yeah, she I don't know what just happened to her. I think she hold on, she popped back. Let me,
Can you hear me?
yeah, you
Okay.
back.
Oh, look, that was the
Yeah, my
devil. That was the devil taking
see,
us away.
see, 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 that's how I get. That's how I get. That's how
That
I
was the
get. I
devil.
ain't, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like not even like, you know what I'm saying? I don't even really sometimes I don't like I tell my daughter things and I don't even say what's in the Bible and this and that and this and that. Like there's just certain things that you ain't got. Like I was just explaining it to you. But then I throw that at
Mm,
you too. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people like they drawn to people like you. You know what I mean? Like somebody that's real, somebody ain't gonna sugarcoat it. I know you probably got a lot of friends. I know you got probably a lot of people look up to you, man, just cause off your energy alone. Like I said, yo, I remember we used to be in church, yo, like bro, like I don't remember you talking like I don't even remember having this like a conversation of this. Even though we were jits, we kids, we ain't gonna talk
yeah.
like this much about like subjects. But I don't even remember you like even like you would speak, you know what I'm saying? You was nice as hell, like you did your thing on the poetry and stuff. So I just was like, yo, she probably a book nerd for real. She probably always in her books. Woo, woo, woo. The whole time you laid back, smoke the gas, you know what I mean? All that.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so it's like at the same time. And I'm and hold on, so what's it? Sister Becky, that's your folk, right?
Well, yeah, no, I mean, I ain't really related to nobody. I knew Pastor Boyd because I first met Pastor Boyd because she was a school nurse. And so,
Yo, that's crazy, dog.
yeah, I first met her as a school nurse, and I don't know, we just clicked, me and her. So
And that's even crazier,
I
dog.
used to just come in her, go in her nursing room and sit and talk to her. And we just, she, of course, she gonna invite you to church.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
old school.
yeah, so
Yeah,
she gonna
come
find a
on,
way to fit
slide,
that into the
slide. Come on,
conversation.
slide with
Yeah.
me. Yeah,
So I just met her from there, and like my living situation wasn't the best, and she just took me in, and I started living with her. I lived with her in the ninth grade. So I used to live with her back there. And like eventually I moved with my great aunt, but I still kept going to church, and ever
yo,
since
whole
then,
time I'm thinking Sister Becky, folk. The whole
no,
time you just slid in, you just slid in, like.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But that make it even better. You still family. You know what I mean? You always gonna be family. That's something that I can say. Like a lot of people have bad situations with church and stuff like that. And like I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. If you had a bad situation with a church, cause the people not 100. You dig
yeah,
what I'm saying?
definitely.
And I'm not saying. All right. I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna put it like this, real quick. 'Cause I'm going. I told you I go off track a lot, yo. I try to tell you. When people go to church, you gotta realize there's people that go to church and there's people that's in church. The people that go to church, they just on Sunday. They just come because their mama had them going when they was young. They used to that. That's
Hmm.
their every Sunday ritual. So they gonna go to church. You have people that's in church. They gonna live by the word, breathe by the word, eat by the word. They're doing everything by the word. Then you got the people that's fakey. You got the people that's shaky. You got the people that you gonna see on Saturday night, the brew at the fountain, at the American Legion, goddamn wherever. Then you don't see them
Right.
on Sunday trying to put their hands on somebody. Those are people we don't respect. Those are people that y'all have problems with, that y'all didn't see the truth in, and that's why it make you feel
Hmm.
the way you feel. If you ever get bumped into Sister Velma Wilson, you ever get bumped into Arvetta Burton, you ever bump into Sidney Dennis, Becky, Miss Sister Becky, all these folk that I'm naming, Aunt
Those
Elsie
are
from
true
our joint.
people.
Like these true church folk, like they not
True
real. They
church
ain't gonna cut
folks.
no cards with you, but they gonna cut up with you though,
Oh
cause
yeah, oh
that's what
yeah.
they real people. At the end of the day, they real people. So I just want to kill that. You know what I mean? That stereotype, kill all that. You know what I'm saying? So listen to me, MD. I ain't in church. I ain't saved. I ain't nothing. But if you see these people on Saturday, wherever you was at doing what you were doing, if you see them on Saturday, if you happen to go to church Sunday or ride by and you see them out there that Sunday and they faking the funk, they faking. They big fake. They big cap.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying? The big cap don't listen to nothing they talking about. They big cap. You know what I'm saying? But that's besides the point. We're gonna get back to what we on. Yeah, I mean, I don't know
But
what
that's
just made me
real
do
life
that
though. I
though.
mean, you talking
Yeah.
straight facts though.
You
You
feel me?
talking
Like
facts.
and that's why I had the podcast, because I just want to say what you know what I'm saying? Like I just want to put things out there, man. Like whatever I'm thinking, I want to put it out there. I'm not nobody. I ain't really nobody, but at the same time, you know, sucker neither. So
Right.
I feel like my word hold weight. You know what I'm saying? When I say something, you know what I mean. When the people I get on here and they talk, they saying something. Ain't nobody had
Mhm.
on here
Mhm.
yet talk dumb. You know what I'm saying? I didn't got people a plug on if you want a house, if you trying to get your LLCs. Yeah, you got the poetry down. You want to learn. You even want to learn how to do poetry. She want to teach. If you want to even learn how to do poetry, you rap anything. Like talk to her. Holla, you want to go to an open mic. I'm giving everybody plugs. That's what my platform forum is for. That's what I'm trying to use it for. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you sliding through on us on the
No
OG
doubt,
podcast.
definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Is there anything that you want to like? Cause I ain't saying this. A lot of people that look at my joint, but I got a lot of speaker watchers that don't really fully click on your joint. You know the ones that when you go live, they click on the
Uh-huh.
speaker just to hear you. You got a lot of them. We got a lot of people look at it on YouTube. 'Cause I'm on YouTube now. You know what I'm saying? And people that look on this video. So is there anything that a message you want to get out, or is there anything that you got going on coming up? Any books that you about to have coming up? Anything you want to let the people know?
Just If you're into the open mic scene, I have a show coming up. Like I said, in Chrisville this Friday from 5:30 to 6:30 at the Corbin Library. I also have the show coming up in July. I'll make sure you get the info so if
Yeah,
you can share it if you want.
and the invite. You know, I'm sliding.
Okay, definitely, definitely. Just if I want to be a little encouraging, just if you got something you want to do it. Can't nobody stop you.
Facts.
I'm a firm believer in if I want to do something, I was raised by some strong women all around the board, related, not related. And they all did what they wanted to do. For years,
Hmm.
they told Pastor Boy she couldn't make that church. She couldn't build that church. She couldn't build that church. She got the church.
Yeah,
For years, my
and some of
mother,
y'all still put money in the church account.
okay,
Y'all ain't even got two doorknobs yet. Hey,
okay,
now let
so
me
like
stop.
for years, look, I can go off on a tangent on that.
Yeah, I
Like
swear.
for years, I watched women in my family, people I know struggle, like men, like whatever. Like if you want to do something, do it. Don't let
Hmm.
nobody stop you. If people say stay in your lane, nah, don't stay in your lane. Swerve all over that damn lane.
Yeah,
Do what you
hell
want
yeah.
to do.
Just don't hit nobody, but
Yeah,
swerve. Definitely
don't hit
swerve.
nobody, but
Don't
swerve
hit nobody,
on.
but swerve. We going everywhere.
Yeah,
I'm trying. Yeah,
I want to do everything. I want people to know me all over. If they don't know Sharnell, they know Sister Big.
yeah. So before you get out of here though, right? So there's two things I'm gonna say. I got the season when season three come around. I'm trying to get a little establishment, or even if I can rent a room out, I got like people helping me as far as equipment and stuff like that. So I'm gonna have something called the OG Round Table where I'm gonna be
Okay.
sitting with different folk and we're gonna be cutting up, we're gonna be smoking, we're gonna be drinking. Not
Oh,
nothing
I'm
heavy
in
because I
there.
don't drink like that. You know what I mean? I drink, like I said, wine, champagne. That's what we're gonna be on, and we're just gonna talk about life in different situations, different topics, and we're just gonna cut up. And I'm gonna send my invite now. So when season three come, you already know you
Whenever
aboard.
you, I was about to say,
You know
whenever
what
you
I'm
let me
saying?
know, I'm in there.
You and Makai the most like out of all the females I do see on the movement or on some type of anything positive. Like y'all two stick out the most to me,
That's my heart there. I love
and
her to
that's
death.
probably because I kind of know y'all already, and I'm probably being biased. You know what I'm saying? And if y'all do know more that's doing things, yo, shout. You know what I mean? Let me know who it is. I'm gonna try to get to them. Like you know what I'm saying? But y'all two, I see y'all doing things. Y'all ain't letting nobody stop y'all from doing what y'all doing. Y'all doing. You ain't even let COVID stop you from doing what you doing.
Man, listen, that
And
COVID almost took me out of here. They told
you
me I
hear
had
me?
heart failure. They told me my kidneys was failing. All of this stuff.
Hmm.
All of this stuff. I'm
But
telling
but
you.
but your name what though?
Teflon Bob.
Tough line bop. So before we get out, can you get them that poem?
Oh man. Okay, bet. So this poem I wrote, of course, after coming home and beating COVID. So this is called Welcome Home Biggs. Cashing checks just for speaking off writing rhymes when I'm geeking with a crazy life. I beat death 3 times so far. Y'all still want to spar? I asked y'all that before. I slashed the meconium as a babe. I'm a NICU survivor. I conquered DKA and raised the stakes. I'm the shake and bake. I'm first like Ricky Bobby, and excuse my language, but I whip COVID's ass with my family and friends as backup. I'm back up. I'm stacked up. It's in your best interest to pack up. This is a
Mm,
welcome home, par for the course. I'm walking slow, but my mind is still the race star. Everything about me is thoroughbred. I laid in that hospital bed near dead, losing my mind. I was hitting A. Green's line, begging her to fight for me. I knew she'd ring those bells for a sister. I knew she'd make sure my name would live forever. Delirious, I called Ma, asking her to save me. I knew she was a safe haven, a big sister figure. Right at the moment I was supposed to be her support, she was in turn praying for me. If that ain't a renewal of nothing life can be. This ain't even a part of the poem, but I love them both for it, and that's on bank. I
huh.
remember Venetia, that's my cousin, peering into the ICU window, making hearts, letting me know the blood flow. At any moment, I was sure I was gonna go. My pastor making conversation, proposing I usher my favorite Bible verses into the atmosphere. What manner of man is this that even the wind and the sea obey him? I'm paraphrasing. I'm a lifer, and she definitely knows my heart. The
Mm,
doctor was delivering bad news. My kidneys failing. He said I was going to be on dialysis for life, y'all. My heart was bailing on me. I'm relaying all of this news back to my mama, and she's staring in the phone helpless. The tubing coming out of my neck, I'm losing all my innards. She the realest on my team because I ain't heard from King.
Mm,
Welcome back, like Mason. My friend Brandy said many people don't survive this, and she's always right. When night fell, I swore they were trying to kill me, trying to spill me. It was all in my head. Laying spaced out, talking to myself, I swore I was elsewhere. I was Harlem World. You know, Mason Betha. I was
mm.
in my private hospital room. Welcome home, Biggs, and I've been home for like a week. Much like Jesus' return, the miracles ain't stopped. I'm walking without that cane now, y'all.
Huh?
And my kidneys are at 76%, almost at 100. Fully functioning with the same enlarged heart that took Mama Lou. That's my grandmama. What else am I supposed to do? I proved to you tonight that I was a show off. I let you know she was loud and proud. And as you can hear, I am too. You still can't tell me what to do. I
Uh,
watched the trouble devil try his hardest. They had big guns because I'm damn sure a heavyweight. Every clip
haha.
at my feet and my new name is Teflon Bop, and I'm real hard to drop. Welcome home. You got
Hey,
me
I
going
swear
now.
to God,
Yeah, you
yo,
got me going now.
listen, dog, when I heard that jump, yo, so I got the big guns for the big small. I said, yo, clips ain't to my feet, Teflon Bop whole year. Like, hey, nigga, I wasn't even in the hospital with you though, but hey, you hear me? I swear to you though, but yo, I appreciate you. God bless you, man. I appreciate you
Definitely.
sliding through for me. Yo, if you know anybody, tell them about the OG podcast. Tell them about the interview, man. Run this up
Bet.
for the people that's on here, the people that slip by, slip on here. Please share. Run it up, run it up, run it up, run it up. This is the
Bet.
OG podcast. It's your boy MD. You already know. Hold on, let me shout out my sponsors. Stay Good Apparel. As you see, they up here. Stay Good Apparel got all that good wear for y'all. We got some new shit coming out. Basic community things, you know what I'm saying? We got the little league for all the kids. If you got kids, you want to come out, they ain't got to pay nothing. Just come out, man. We doing our thing. Snacks and water for them after every session. You know what I'm saying? Accurate Clean Exterior Services, my boy G. And good as new power washing, my boy Deezy, man. If y'all need them houses done, them driveways done, man, holla at these good men, man. They trying to get this money, trying to make a living, trying to do something different. Cause we all could be doing something different. You know what I'm saying? So taking heed of you seeing all these black people, brothers and sisters doing some positive ish. You get what I'm saying? So like I said, thank you. God
Thank
bless you.
you.
I'll see you next time for the table, the round table.
Man, I'm gonna have
You
me
know what I'm
some. I'm gonna
saying?
have me some medical. No, I
Yes,
didn't.
yes, sir, ski. Yes, sir. All right, now I'm gonna
Bet.
holler at y'all.
Thank you.